Chapter 1. The fog clears. My eyes open to bright white lights and a steady beep beep beep. My head feels like someone hit it with a hammer. I try to sit up, but everything spins. Easy, Mr. Carter. Welcome back. A man in a white coat leans over me. His name tag says Dr. Harris. I'm your neurologist. You've been in a coma for 6 weeks after a car accident. Do you know your name? Alex, I croak. My throat burns. Alex Carter. Good. Year. 2020. I think. He frowns. It's 2025. You've lost roughly 5 years. 5 years. Gone. My chest tightens. A woman rushes to the bed and grabs my hand. She's stunning, long dark hair, expensive perfume, tears shining in green eyes. Alex. Oh my God, baby, you're awake? I stare at her. Nothing. No memory, no warmth, nothing. Who are you? I whisper. Her face freezes. I'm Elena. Your wife. My heart slams against my ribs. I don't remember you. That's normal with retrograde amnesia, Dr. Harris says calmly. Memories may return slowly or never, I finish for him. Panic claws up my throat. Elena squeezes my hand harder. It's okay, sweetheart. I'll help you remember everything. We have a beautiful life. I pull my hand away. I need space. The door opens again. A guy in an expensive jacket walks in grinning. Bro, you scared the hell out of me. He hugs me too fast. Best friend since college. You really don't remember? I shake my head. Mark laughs, but it sounds forced. Man, this is wild. Don't worry, we'll get you back to normal. Normal. With a wife I don't know? Elena shoots Mark a sharp look. He just woke up, Mark. Give him time. Dr. Harris clears his throat. Mrs. Carter, Mr. Reed, could I speak to my patient alone for a moment? Mark shrugs and leaves. Elena kisses my forehead. I'll be right outside, okay? I love you. The door clicks shut. I look at Dr. Harris. Tell me the truth. How bad is it? You have global amnesia for the last 5 years. Your long-term memory before the accident is patchy. Physically, you're stable. Mentally, it's a waiting game. And her? Elena? You married her 4 years ago. She's been here every single day. I close my eyes. Married. For years. A stranger sleeping next to me every night. The door opens again. Elena slips back in alone. Alex, she says softly, sitting on the bed. I know this is terrifying. But we were happy. So happy. Just give me a chance to show you. I don't feel anything when I look at you, I say, voice cracking. I don't know you. Tears spill down her cheeks. You will. I promise. No, the word rips out of me. I can't do this. I want a divorce. The air goes dead still. Her tears stop like someone flipped a switch. What did you say? She asks, voice suddenly ice. I don't know you. I don't love you. I want out. She leans in, eyes locked on mine. No. Excuse me? You heard me, Alex. No divorce. Not now, not ever. You're confused, you're scared, and you're mine. I waited 5 weeks by this bed. I'm not letting you go. I stare at her, heart racing. You can't keep me. Her smile is small, sharp, terrifying. Watch me. She kisses my cheek, stands, and walks out. I'm alone with the beeping machines and the horrible feeling that I just woke up in someone else's cage. Chapter 2. Fragments of a Lost Life. The car door shuts behind me and the mansion looms like a hotel I never checked into. Elena guides me through the marble hallway, her heels clicking too loud. Welcome home, Alex, she says, smiling like everything is normal. I stop walking. This doesn't feel like home. Her smile freezes. Give it time. Come, I'll show you our life. She pulls out a tablet and scrolls through photos. Us on a yacht, us at some fancy gala, us kissing on a beach. My face is in every picture, but the man smiling back feels like a stranger. I shake my head. I don't remember any of this. Why did we even get married so fast? 5 years gone, Elena. 5 years. She touches my cheek. Because the second I saw you painting in that little cafe, I knew. Love at first sight, remember? I don't remember anything, I snap. That's the problem. Her hand drops. If you will. The doctor said. My phone rings. A known number. I answer anyway. Alex? Oh my God, you're awake. It's a woman crying. Who is this? It's Lisa. Your sister, you idiot. She laughs through tears. I'm coming over right now. 20 minutes later, the doorbell rings. A woman with my same eyes throws her arms around me. You scared the hell out of us, Lisa says into my shoulder. Elena forces a smile. Lisa, he's still fragile. Lisa pulls back and looks at me. You look thin. Has she been feeding you? I just got home today, I mutter. Lisa glances at Elena, then back at me. You stopped calling Mom and Dad's anniversary after you married her. You forgot my birthday 2 years in a row. That's not the Alex I know. Elena steps between us. He was busy building a life with me. Busy disappearing, Lisa says under her breath. I rub my temples. I need air. I wander into a study and spot a leather journal on the desk. I flip it open. March 12th, 3 years ago. She cried again tonight. Said if I ever left her, she'd make sure I had nothing. I don't know who I married anymore. My stomach drops. The door opens behind me. What are you doing? Elena's voice is sharp. I hold up the journal. My words. She snatches it fast. Old stuff. You were depressed back then. Stressed. Stressed enough to write that you'd ruin me? Her eyes darken. You asked for a divorce last week in the hospital. I said no. My answer is still no. Why? My voice cracks. Because you're mine, she whispers. And I'm keeping you. The doorbell rings again. Mark strolls in holding a six-pack. Bro. Finally home. He hugs me hard, then looks at Elena a second too long. Looking good? She smiles tightly. Mark. Mark turns to me, grinning. Remember the night we got wasted and you said you'd never settle down? Look at you now, big house, hot wife. I stare at him. I don't remember. He laughs, but his eyes keep sliding to Elena. I close my fist around nothing and feel the emptiness swallow me whole. Chapter 3, Cracks in the Foundation. Take it slow, Alex, Dr. Harris said, leaning forward in his chair. Memory isn't a light switch. It's more like fog burning off. I rub my temples. Fog doesn't feel like this. It feels like someone punched holes in my head and stole whole years. Give it time. He smiled the same calm smile he always gave me. Tell me the strongest flash you had this week. I closed my eyes. I'm in this huge office. Elena's yelling at someone on the phone. She turns to me and says, You don't get to have an opinion anymore, Alex. You signed that away when you took my name. Then she throws a contract at me. Dr. Harris scribbled something. Anger. Control. That's useful. We'll come back to it. I left the session shaking. That night Elena insisted on throwing a welcome home dinner. The dining room glittered with too many candles and too many strangers. Smile, darling, Elena whispered, squeezing my arm hard enough to bruise. These people matter. A woman in a red dress walked straight up to me. You must be the famous husband. I'm Victoria, Elena's assistant. She talks about you all the time. Her hand lingered on my sleeve. Does she? I forced a laugh. Funny. I can't remember the last conversation we actually had. Victoria's eyes sparkled. Give it time. Amnesia is temporary. Regret, not so much. Before I could ask what she meant, a tall man with silver hair appeared. Alexander. Victor Thorne. Your wife and I go way back. He shook my hand too tight. Heard about the accident. Terrible shame. Memory loss is such a convenient thing, isn't it? Elena appeared out of nowhere. Victor, don't you have a company to bankrupt tonight? He just smirked and walked away. Mark found me later near the bar. He was already on his third drink. You okay, man? He asked, voice low. No. Nothing feels real. He glanced around, then leaned closer. Listen. Elena's money didn't come clean. There were favors. Signatures. Things you put your name on without reading. He tapped my chest. You used to hate that shit. My stomach dropped. What things? Ask your wife. He drained his glass. Just be careful what you dig for. I couldn't breathe. I slipped away from the party and went upstairs. My old phone was in a drawer, passcode still my birthday. It opened. One unread email from 2 years ago. From Mark. To Elena. Subject, he's starting to ask questions again. Body, we need to speed things up. If he remembers the offshore accounts before the new will is signed, we lose everything. Calm him down or get rid of the problem. Your choice. I stared at the screen until it blurred. Footsteps behind me. Elena's perfume hit first, then her voice. Alex? Everyone's asking for you. I turned, holding up the phone. Explain this. Her face went white. That's out of context. Out of context? My voice cracked. He said, get rid of the problem. That problem was me, wasn't it? She stepped closer, eyes filling. I was protecting us. You were going to leave me. Take half of everything. I couldn't let that happen. So you and Mark. No. She grabbed my wrists. It was never physical. Just plans. Stupid, panicked plans. Nothing happened. Nothing? I laughed, bitter and loud. I woke up married to a stranger who wanted me silent or gone. That's not nothing. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I love you. I was scared. Please, Alex. Give us, a second chance. I pulled away. I want a divorce. Tonight. Tomorrow. I don't care how. She straightened, tears drying fast. You think it's that easy? You signed a prenup. Ironclad. You leave with nothing. Then I'll leave with nothing. My voice didn't even shake. I already lost 5 years. I'm not losing the rest to you. She stared at me for a long time. Then she whispered, you'll regret this. No, I said, walking past her. You will. I shut the bedroom door behind me and leaned against it, heart hammering so hard I thought it would break a rib. For the first time since waking up, I felt something real. Rage. Chapter 4. The bitter truth emerges. I sat in Dr. Harris's quiet office, staring at the same gray carpet. Alex, he said softly, tell me the first image that comes when you think, before the accident. I closed my eyes. Paint under my nails. A tiny apartment that smelled like turpentine. Hunger. Then a funeral, 2 coffins. My voice cracked. I see myself crying in the rain. My parents, they died, didn't they? Dr. Harris nodded. 5.5 years ago. A drunk driver. You were broke, about to lose your studio. Then you met Elena 3 weeks later. She saved me, I whispered. She gave you money, a home, a name, he said. But saving and owning aren't the same thing. That night Lisa slipped into the mansion while Elena was at a board meeting. She hugged me so hard my ribs hurt. Finally alone, she muttered. Listen to me, Alex. Mark owes you almost $200,000. He begged for loans right after Mom and Dad died, said it was for his startup. You gave it because you always gave everything. My stomach dropped. He never paid me back? He told you the coma erased the debt. She grabbed my hands. He's been living off you for years. I couldn't breathe. He sat by my bed smiling like nothing happened. Because he's a leech, Lisa hissed. Wake up. The next morning I asked Mark to meet me at the corner cafe, the one we used to go to every Saturday. He slid into the booth grinning. Bro, you look good. Memory coming back. Some of it, I said. My voice was ice. Like the 200 grand you borrowed and never returned. His smile froze. What? Dude, you were in a coma? Exactly. Perfect time to forget, right? I leaned forward. Lisa told me everything. Mark's lying. Elena put her up to... Stop. I slammed the table with my palm. Cups rattled. Did you take my money or not? He looked away, jaw working. I was gonna pay you back, I swear. Things got tight. 5 years, Mark. 5 years. My throat burned. I woke up and you acted like my best friend. I am your best friend. Best friends don't rob the guy in the hospital bed. I stood up. Stay away from me. I drove home shaking with rage. Elena was in the kitchen, phone in hand. She turned when I stormed in. You okay, love? Mark just admitted it, I snapped. He stole from me while I was dying. Her face tightened. That parasite. I always knew. You knew. I shouted. You knew and you let him visit me? He said he felt guilty. I thought. You thought you could control who I see, what I remember, everything. Alex, please. No. I yelled. I'm done. I'm calling a lawyer today. She stepped closer, eyes wide. If you file for divorce, I'll make sure you leave with nothing. Not one penny. You signed a prenup, remember? I don't remember anything, Elena. That's the point. I locked myself in the study and dialed the number Lisa gave me. Reynolds and Associates. I need Mr. Reynolds. I need a divorce. My name is Alex Carter. Mr. Carter, the calm voice said, come in this afternoon. We'll start immediately. Mr. Reynolds was older, sharp gray eyes, no nonsense. Mrs. Carter's prenup is ironclad, he said, scanning the file Lisa had smuggled me. But fraud, coercion, and hiding assets during marriage can break it. We'll fight. I nodded, throat tight. I just want out. We'll get you out, he promised. That night I sat on the edge of the bed, head in my hands. Elena was downstairs crying. I could hear her through the floor. Suddenly a memory hit me like a fist. Headlights. Mark's voice, drunk and laughing behind the wheel. Relax, man, I got this. My eyes flew open. Mark was driving the night of the accident. Not me. He was driving. Chapter 5, Allies and Enemies. I sat on Lisa's couch, hands shaking around a mug of coffee I hadn't touched. Alex, you're staying here tonight, Lisa said, sitting beside me. No arguments. Tom nodded from the doorway. Guest rooms made up. You look like hell, man. I feel worse, I muttered. Mark was driving the night of the accident. Not me. And the brakes. Lisa's eyes went wide. You're sure? I remembered it in therapy. Clear as day. He was drunk, laughing, nothing. My voice cracked. I think he did something to the car. Tom cursed under his breath. We're calling someone who can actually help. Not Elena's people. Lisa was already scrolling her phone. Ms. Klein. Retired cop. She owes me a favor. She hit call and put it on speaker. A calm, older woman answered. Lisa. Been a while. Sarah, I need you. My brother's accident, something's wrong. Can you meet us tomorrow? Send me everything you have. I'll start tonight. The next morning Ms. Klein sat across from us in the kitchen, gray hair pulled tight, eyes sharp. Talk to me, Alex. I told her every flash of memory, every lie Mark had fed me in the hospital. She didn't blink. Insurance payout was $3 million. Policy taken out 6 months before the crash. Guess whose signature is on it? Elena's, I whispered. And Mark's, she said. Brake line was cut clean. Not worn. Cut. I pulled the police photos yesterday. My stomach dropped. They tried to kill me for money? Looks that way, Miss Klein said. Elena's company needed cash fast. Bad investments. Your death would have solved everything. Lisa grabbed my hand. You're divorcing her. Today. I nodded. That afternoon I went back to the mansion for clothes. Elena was waiting in the bedroom, eyes red. Alex, please. Come home. This isn't my home. I shoved shirts into a bag. She stepped closer, voice breaking. I know you're angry, but I protected you. Mark was going to let you take the blame for the crash. I paid to keep it quiet, for you. You paid to keep me quiet, I snapped. You let me wake up thinking I was crazy while you two laughed behind my back. That's not. Save it. I zipped the bag. I'm done. She grabbed my arm. I love you. I did everything because I love you. I looked at her hand on me and felt nothing but ice. Let go, Elena. She did, tears falling. You'll regret leaving me. No, I said, walking out. You'll regret lying to me. That night Victoria texted me. Victoria, board is panicking. Stocks down 12%. Scandals leaking everywhere. She's losing control. Vivid. Victoria, there's more. Call me. I called. Alex, she whispered, I found old emails. Mark and Elena, they were together before you even met her. The whole love at first sight story was fake. She needed your art connections and your name to look clean. My chest tightened. Send them to me. Already did. I opened the attachment. Photos. Hotel receipts. Love letters from 3 years ago, while I was supposedly happily married. Lisa found me on the floor, phone in my hand, staring at the screen. Miss Klein's voice came through the speaker I'd forgotten was still on. Alex? I just pulled Mark's phone records. He called Elena right after the crash. Said, and I quote, "It's done. He won't remember a thing." The room spun. They didn't just want me gone. They wanted me empty. And they almost won. Chapter 6. The storm builds. I slammed the front door so hard the chandelier shook. Elena and Mark were in the living room, laughing over wine like nothing had ever happened. The second they saw my face, the laughter died. Alex. Elena stood up, glass trembling in her hand. You're home early. I threw the folder on the coffee table. Photos, bank records, text messages, everything Miss Klein had dug up, spilled across the marble. Explain this, I said, voice shaking. Now. Mark's face went white. Bro, whatever you think you. Don't bro me. I stepped toward him. You slept with my wife. You tried to kill me for insurance money. Say it. Elena moved between us. Alex, calm down. You're still recovering. Answer the question, Elena. I shouted. Did you sleep with him while I was in a coma? She looked away. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't speak. Mark dropped to his knees. I'm sorry, man. It just happened. We were scared you'd never wake up and... Scared. I laughed, cold and sharp. You tampered with my brakes because you were scared? I needed the money, he cried. You were rich, I wasn't, and Elena said. Shut up, Mark. Elena snapped. Then softer to me, I never wanted you hurt. I swear. I only covered for him because I thought you'd leave me if you knew. I stared at her. You thought wrong. I'm leaving anyway. Her face crumpled. Please. I love you. I know I held on too tight, but losing you terrified me. Love. I repeated. You erased 5 years of my life to keep me. My phone buzzed. A known number. I answered on speaker. Mr. Thorne's smooth voice filled the room. Mr. Carter. I hear you have evidence against your wife. Help me bury her company, and I'll make sure you never worry about money again. Elena's eyes widened. Don't listen to him, Alex. He's a vulture. I looked at her, then at Mark still on the floor. Maybe I want her buried. I hung up. Elena grabbed my arm. If you do this, you destroy everything we built. We. I pulled away. There was never a we. There was only you using me. Mark crawled forward. I'll confess everything to the police if you forgive me. Just don't ruin her. Too late, I said. That night I packed one bag. Elena stood in the doorway, mascara running. You're really leaving? She whispered. Yes. I'll lose the company by morning, she said, voice breaking. Stocks are already crashing. Someone leaked the fraud reports. I zipped the bag. Good. She sank to the floor. I loved you too much. That was my crime. I walked past her without another word. At Lisa's house, I thought I was safe. But the next morning, a black car sat across the street. Same car followed me to the coffee shop. Then the gallery. Lisa saw my face. Who's following you? Elena, I said. Or Thorne. Or both. Tom handed me an envelope that had been slipped under the door. Inside was yellowed paper, my parents' handwriting. If you're reading this, someone close betrayed you. Trust no one who benefits from your pain. We love you always. Mom and Dad. My hands shook. They'd known. They'd always known people like Mark existed. My phone lit up, news alert. Mark Donovan fired from Carter Enterprises amid scandal. Elena Carter's net worth drops 40% overnight. I stared at the screen. Lisa touched my shoulder. You okay? No, I said quietly. But for the first time in 5 years, I'm free. Another alert. Elena Carter rushed to hospital after collapsing at board meeting. I closed the phone. The storm was here. And I was right in the middle of it. Chapter 7. Facing the Abyss. I sit on Lisa's couch staring at the same wall for hours. The TV is off. My phone keeps buzzing, but I don't look. Lisa walks in, sets a mug of tea in front of me and sighs. Alex, you haven't eaten in 2 days. Talk to me. I don't know who I am anymore, I mutter. 5 years, gone. Like someone ripped pages out of my life. She sits beside me. You're still you. Just hurt. Hurt doesn't cover it. They stole everything. My phone lights up again. It's Ms. Klein. I finally answer. Mr. Reed, I have the files you wanted. Tell me. Your old sketchbooks, the ones Elena claimed were her design team's work? They're exact copies of your signatures, your watermarks. She patented them under her company the month after your accident. I close my eyes. The rage feels cold now, sharp. Send me everything. Already did. And Alex, be careful. She's desperate. That night I leak the files to 3 major art blogs. No name Elena Reed as the thief. I don't sign my name. I don't need to. 2 days later the headlines explode. Lisa shows me her phone at breakfast. Billionaire CEO accused of stealing comatose husband's art empire. Alex, this is huge. I only nod. It doesn't feel like victory yet. It feels like bleeding. Tom comes home from work and tosses a newspaper on the table. Mark flipped. He's talking to prosecutors. Says Elena paid him to keep you quiet forever. I laugh, but it's empty. Of course he did. Rat leaving the ship. The next afternoon Elena calls from an unknown number. I almost don't pick up. Alex, she says, voice cracking. Please. Meet me. Just once. Central Park, by the fountain. 10 minutes. Against every instinct I go. She's thinner, dark circles under her eyes, no makeup, no armor. You destroyed me, she whispers. You destroyed me first. I know. Tears roll down her face. I was scared of losing you. After Mark and I, after everything, I thought if you forgot, we could start over. I step closer. You married a ghost. You didn't want me. You wanted control. I loved you. You loved owning me. She reaches for my hand. I pull away. Please, Alex. I'll give you anything. Half the company, all of it. I don't want your money. I want the years you stole. I turn and walk. She sobs my name behind me, but I don't look back. That night another memory slams into me like a fist. I'm in our old bedroom. Elena is crying, holding a positive pregnancy test. Mark is there, shirt unbuttoned, saying, he'll never believe it's his now. She looks at me, still conscious then, and says, we'll wait until after the accident. He'll think the stress caused the amnesia. He'll stay. I wake up gasping, soaked in sweat. Lisa runs in. Alex. She was pregnant, I choke out. It was Mark's. That's why she needed me to forget. The next morning the news breaks. Mark tried to kill himself in his apartment. Pills. He left a note that just says, tell Alex I'm sorry. Tell him I ruined everything. I sit on the porch steps and stare at the note the police showed me. Tom puts a hand on my shoulder. You okay? No, I say. But I will be. A week later I sign the lease on a small art studio downtown. My hands shake when I hang the first blank canvas, but they steady when the brush touches it. Lisa watches from the doorway. What are you painting? Me, I answer. The parts they couldn't steal. I paint until the sun comes up. The colors are angry, bright, alive. For the first time in months, I breathe without feeling the chain around my chest. Chapter 8. The Final Reckoning. The courtroom smelled like old wood and fear. My palms were wet as I sat at the plaintiff's table. Mr. Reynolds squeezed my shoulder. Breathe, Alex. Today it ends. The judge banged the gavel. Call your first witness. I call Mark Dawson. Mark walked in looking like a ghost, thin, unshaven, eyes red. He wouldn't look at me. Mr. Dawson, my lawyer started, did you and Elena Carver conspire to keep Mr. Carver in an induced amnesiac state after the accident? Mark's voice cracked. Yes. Gasps filled the room. My heart slammed against my ribs. Speak louder for the record, the judge said. Yes. Mark shouted, then broke. We were scared he'd remember everything. The affair. The money we took. The brakes I cut on his car. Elena said if he stayed confused, she could control the inheritance from his parents and keep the company shares in her name. I needed the cash. I'm sorry, Alex. God, I'm so sorry. I stared at him. 5 years of my life stolen for greed. I wanted to jump the table and hit him, but I just gripped the wood until my knuckles went white. Elena was called next. She wore a black suit, hair pulled tight, face pale but proud. Mrs. Carver, Reynolds said, did you bribe Dr. Harris to prolong my client's amnesia with unnecessary medication? Elena looked straight at me. Her lips shook. Answer the question, the judge ordered. Yes, she whispered. I paid him $2 million to keep Alex calm. I thought if he never remembered the fights, the cheating, the night he said he was leaving me, we could start over. I loved him too much to lose him. Loved me? I finally spoke, voice raw. You erased me, Elena. She flinched like I'd slapped her. I know what I did was wrong. I was terrified. You were going to divorce me that week. Mark and I, we panicked. Reynolds slid a folder across the table. Your Honor, bank records, recorded calls, and Dr. Harris's signed confession. He took the stand this morning in exchange for immunity. The judge flipped through pages. Elena's lawyer looked sick. I stood up. Everyone went quiet. Elena, I said, look at me. She did. Tears ran down her perfect face. Do you remember the night of the accident? I told you I knew about Mark. I told you I was done. You cried and begged. Then you handed me the car keys and said, drive safe, darling. You knew what Mark did to the brakes. Her knees buckled. Guards caught her before she hit the floor. I didn't want you dead, she sobbed. I just wanted you to forget and stay. The jury only needed 20 minutes. Divorce granted. Full damages awarded, $42 million and all rights to my stolen artwork. Criminal charges recommended against Elena for conspiracy and attempted murder. People shouted as they led her away in handcuffs. She stopped in front of me one last time. The guards paused. Alex, she whispered, voice broken, I really did love you. I just loved wrong. I looked into the eyes I once thought were home. Goodbye, Elena. She closed her eyes and let them take her. Outside the courthouse, cameras flashed. Lisa hugged me hard. Tom clapped my back. Victoria smiled for the first time in months. Reynolds handed me the final papers. You're free. I stared at the signature line where her name used to be next to mine. It was blank now. Freedom tasted like cold air and tears. I signed Alex Carver, with a steady hand. The chains were gone. The fog was gone. For the first time in 5 years, I knew exactly who I was. Chapter 9. A New Dawn. I sit on the back porch of Lisa's house, coffee going cold in my hand. The morning is quiet except for birds. For the first time in months, my chest doesn't feel like it's being crushed. Lisa slides the door open and steps out. You're smiling. That's new. Am I? I touch my face like I need proof. Feels weird. She sits beside me. You earned weird, Alex. You earned every good thing coming next. Tom appears behind her, holding a thick envelope. Mail for the famous artist. He tosses it onto my lap. Gallery in New York wants 12 pieces. They're offering a solo show next spring. I stare at the return address. My throat tightens. They really said yes? They begged, Lisa laughs. I told them my brother only paints when he feels like it now. Made them sweat. I laugh too. It still sounds rusty, but it's real. Later that afternoon, Victoria meets me at the little coffee shop downtown. She looks different, hair shorter, eyes softer. I won't stay long, she says, sliding a white envelope across the table. This came to the office. Elena asked me to deliver it personally. I turn the envelope over. My name is written in Elena's perfect handwriting. You don't have to read it, Victoria says quietly. I do. I tear it open right there. Alex? I practiced this letter 100 times in my cell and still hate every word. I stole 5 years of your life because I was terrified of being alone. I told myself I was saving you, protecting you, loving you. All lies. The only true thing I ever gave you was the accident that took your memories. I'm sorry doesn't fix that. Nothing fixes that. I hope one day you paint something so bright it burns away my shadow. I hope you never think of me again. Elena. Victoria watches me fold the letter and slide it back into the envelope. She pleaded guilty to everything, she says. 15 years, no parole for 10. I nod. The news should feel like victory. Instead it just feels finished. Thank you for bringing it, I tell her. I owed you that much. She stands. Take care of yourself, Alex. That night my phone buzzes. I almost let it ring out, but something makes me answer. Alex. His voice is small hoarse. I'm at a rehab in Arizona. 90 days clean today. Good, I say. I know you hate me. You should. I needed to say I'm sorry out loud to you. Not in a letter. Not through a lawyer. I'm sorry. I close my eyes. I heard you, Mark. Will you ever? No, I cut him off gently. I won't visit. I won't write. I'm done carrying you. Silence stretches. Then, I get it. Get better for you, not for forgiveness, I say. Goodbye, Mark. I hang up before he can answer. 2 days later, I drive to the cemetery alone. Mom and Dad's headstone is cool under my fingers. I got free, I whisper to the granite. It cost everything, but I got free. The wind moves through the trees like it's agreeing. I pull a small canvas from my pocket, the first one I painted after the trial. Just colors, no plan. Bright blues and golds that don't match any nightmare I ever had. I set it against the stone. This one's for you guys. The next ones are for me. I stand there a long time. No tears today. Just quiet. When I walk back to the car, my phone lights up with a text from Lisa. Unknown number wants to buy your sunrise piece for 20 grand. You in? I smile at the sky, wide and open and mine again. I'm in.